Hey guys, Civilord here, back again with another action figure review of what may quite possibly be my favorite figure in this TMNT 2012 Monster Turtles line, and that is of course going to be none other than Raphael as Dracula, blah blah blah. They don't say blah blah blah, that's just a stereotype. That said, this of course brought to us by the fine folks over at Playmates Toys, so before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right to the chase and get to the taters of this review and take a look-see at all Dracula Raphael has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with his quote-unquote size, which are stakes this time around. This one actually looking like a sai, this one looking more like a stake that you'll drive right through the sucker's heart. Which is kind of morbid, because why does he come with the things that kill him? Shouldn't these have come with the, whatchamacallit, the Monster Hunter one? Maybe this is DLC for the Monster Hunter one. But either way, he should have come with those too. That said, we also get this little, kind of reminds me of the Hordak bat from Masters of the Universe, but look, it's got a turtle head on it. And he's got a clip on the bottom, so you can clip him to Raphael's arm. Or one of the other monsters' arms, if it's supposed to be him, in bat mode. That said, taking a look-see at Vampire Raphael, Dracula Raphael. He is pretty cool looking. He's got the little hair. Why does he have ears? People make a big stink about turtles having hair as it is. Now let's give them ears. They look kind of weird. More like a goblin or something. He's got this tuxedo, and this part's painted on, so it reminds me of those stupid t-shirts people used to wear in the 2010s, where it was a tuxedo, like Tampo, on the front of a black t-shirt. It's really stupid. I'm glad that trend is dead. Dead AF, nonetheless. A little lacking in the paint, though. He doesn't have any paint on his arms. Almost thought he didn't on his feet, but I think he does. So, yeah, that's kind of a bummer. And he almost feels kind of squat. I feel like Raph should be a little taller. Not as tall as Donnie, but about the same as Leo. Just a little bit more buff, a little bit thicker. But as far as articulation goes, his head will rotate. Look up and down. He's got a nice little Spawn chain link collar thing going on there. And this cape does come off. You can pop the head off, slip it off the ball joint, and then slide it off the arms. I'm not going to do that for sake of argument, but he does have rotation in the shoulder as well as a hinge, and the cape actually moves up with the arm because of this little clasp here, so that is cool. So you can have him literally spreading his cape like a vampire would. He does have a single jointed elbow with rotation and a swivel in the wrist. I feel like you can move this down and get more hinge out of that. Let's see. Yeah, he's getting a little bit more 90 if you shift that up, so that's cool. His hips are on the same sucky Playmates joints. They kick forward and back, and then you rotate them, and then you get your in and out, but it's a hard plastic piece. You're not going to get much out of that. He does have a single knee with rotation, though, so there you go. That's your lot. Pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. I think he is probably my favorite. Again, it's two of my favorite things combined, so that kind of makes sense. But at any rate, why don't we move right along and take a look? We can get him centered here at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Dracula Raphael alongside his Monster Hunter counterpart, and talk about an upgrade from being one of my least favorites from this line to my potential favorite from this line. I mean, that's what happens when you merge two of my favorite things together. Now if we could just get a Ghost Rider Spawn. That said, we also have Mummy Leonardo, who we did take a look at yesterday, so check that out if you haven't already. Really appreciate it if you did. Getting those two out of the way though. Bring in our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibolith. Whoop. And the infamous 11 Spawn. Whoop. Who of course towers over everyone because he's not a 4 to 5 inch scale figure. Of course. That said, I think good old Raphael here could be a potential card-carrying member of the Men in Red and Black Club. I think he definitely fits the bill. So with that being said, time to wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from the lack of paint in certain places, I have to say that good old Raphael here is most likely my favorite of the 2012 era Monster Turtles, brought to us by the fine folks over on Playmates Toys, mostly because those of you who know me well enough by now know that Raphael is my favorite turtle and Dracula is my favorite monster. So put the two in a blender, this is what pops out. It's pretty good. That said, he also comes with a turtle version of the Hordak Bat, because why the heck not? I guess you could consider that a bonus. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.